And we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's episode of Gatsby Speaks. So tonight we're going to talk about men's emotional and mental health and as well as suicide awareness. So I just want to say and prefix this before I start that this is not a sexist talk tonight. This is just something that has been near and dear to me. This is something that I'm seeing around, just experiencing outside of myself. And it's something I just wanted to speak on, something I wanted to touch. So it's not about that the ladies aren't as important, but it's just something that I wanted to bring to your awareness and just raise the mindset and the consciousness of the collective. So let's just get started. So when we're talking about men's emotional and mental health, it's very cut and dry. So I don't know how anybody can really categorize or recant their experiences as a child, especially men, recant their experiences as a child and understand how they were raised and the upbringing that they had and what was presented to them as what being a man meant. And what I'm saying now is that there is a culture of toxic masculinity. Is something that I've touched on before very early on in my talks, and also just hypermasculinity. So there's a lot of things that are causing men to feel like they cannot speak about how they feel. They cannot speak about the things that they struggle with. They cannot speak about the emotions and the things that go across their mental consciousness every single day. And I want to make sure that the men that are listening, white, black, Spanish, it does not matter. You can voice your opinion. You can talk about how you feel. You can raise your voice and let people know that you're not okay. You can let people know that things are bothering you. You can let people know that sometimes there is a little bit of pressure on you. And it's all right to feel that way. Pressure is something that is earned. It's a privilege, but you also have to know that you are human. Sometimes you need some kind of resource. Sometimes you need some kind of outlet. Sometimes you need to be able to feel like you can talk to somebody and just unpack and unshelve those things so that you can continue to go. Because this is something that is very personal to me, is taking all of these pressures, taking all of the stress, taking all the anxiety, and feeling like you have to take care of everything and do everything on your own or do everything yourself. And you just make yourself sick. You mentally make yourself sick first, and then internally you get sick. And when you get sick internally, obviously it comes out in your appearance, it comes out in the performance you have as a male, it comes out in just obviously your energy. It comes out in the way that you carry yourself, and it comes out in the way that you feel about yourself. And ultimately, that then becomes a spiritual or mental thing where it's like, hey, I don't know if I can keep going. I don't know if I can be here. I don't know if what I'm doing matters. I don't know if what I'm doing is important enough for me to just continue to plug through. And a lot of men I know go through these things. A lot of men I know feel this way. And like I said, there are resources, there are outlets, but gentlemen, I want you to know that you do matter. You're not just a number. You're not a paycheck. You're not someone's resource for a better life. Like, you have feelings. You have a passion. You have something that drives you. You have a spirit that makes you who you are. You're valued for exactly who you are and not what you do. And like I said, this is not a sexist talk, but this is just something that I know that men experience and they're too afraid to talk about. I'm not afraid to talk about that. And I want you guys to know that I've been in these same positions. I've been in these positions where I feel like my mental and my emotional health was on the back burner because it was a constant consideration of what everyone else needed before I took care of what I needed first. So, gentlemen, I want you to understand that your mental and your emotional health is more important than anything. Because if you do care about the people that you have around you, if you have a family, if you have a job where you're responsible for more than one person and you're responsible for an outcome that's greater than yourself, you need to take care of what it is that's going on inside your heart and your mind first before you can ever be of any benefit to anyone else. If that is your altruistic thought process, that's your goal, that's what you want to do, then you need to make sure that you go within before you go out. I just want to kind of keep it simple and keep it short tonight, guys, because it's a very simple but yet complex topic. So make sure you take care of yourself first. Make sure you do the things first that you want to do to take care of where it is that you want to go mentally, spiritually, and physically before you just open yourself up for anybody else. And it's always easier said than done, but think about it. When you're good first, you can perform and do everything else that it is that you need to do. But if you're always pouring from an empty cup, you can never be the man that you're supposed to be, no matter how much potential you have, no matter how much success you might see. You're always going to have to go back and then be in the reserves or be in arrears because you don't have enough. Be able to take that pressure off of yourself and say, hey, sometimes I need to talk. Sometimes I need some help. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I'm upset. Sometimes I feel emotions. Sometimes I'm not happy about the things that are going on. But if you just continue to say that these are things that you refuse to address and push down, you're going to have issues. So I extend myself to any gentleman that's watching this, anybody. If you have something you're bothered with, if you have something that you need to talk about, I'm extending and open my energy to you so that you can talk to me. Because I've been that man. I've been that man that felt like the weight of the world was on his shoulders and you couldn't say anything. You couldn't say a word. So please take heed. Make sure you understand this. And if you don't feel comfortable, there's anonymous lines. There's lines all across this country, telephone numbers, therapy sessions that you can get through your jobs. If you look at the resources, please, please, gentlemen, take care of your emotional and mental health. Now, what I said I wanted to wrap up and finish and talk about with is suicide awareness. And it's something that's very touchy for me. And I want to prefix this by saying, guys, there's so many different things that you may not know somebody's dealing with. There's so many different things that are going on in somebody's head, somebody's mind. You know this much about their life, but they have this much going on. So take heed and understand what that means. People are on the edge all the time, especially with what we just went through, what we're still going through, with the climate of what the way the world is with the politics and COVID and all of the things that we're experiencing. It is a tough way to go. And not wanting to be here or choosing to end your own life seems like a quick solution, but it's the worst way to go. That is the worst place to be in, to feel like you don't matter and to feel like the easiest solution and the alternative is to take your own life. And that's never okay. Just some statistics, guys, that throw out you. Just almost globally, there's 350,000 deaths by suicide. Last year in the US, over 50,000. Just for the men, like I said, talking about men's emotional and spiritual health, men are 4 times more likely to commit suicide. The demographic, especially for white men specifically, 69% of the middle-aged white males in America are causing themselves to have harm to themselves by committing suicide, I should say. It's the 10th leading cause of death in our country, but to kind of even go and expand, because it's something near and dear to me, in the Black community, the communities of color, it's the 3rd leading cause of death. And we might make up 35% of the population. And at that rate, we're extinguishing ourselves. And it's not okay. I can understand. I live in the same realm as anyone else when I speak about being a man of color. And it's tough. It's tough because there's always that, like I said, the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you feeling like it's much easier to just not be here because you feel like you're less of a burden, or if you cannot provide because you lost your job because of COVID, or you feel like you don't have an opportunity to get that job as somebody else. There's resources. There's resources to work on your skill sets. There's resources to make yourself a much more attractive and appealing person that you can get that next leg up. And I'm only speaking directly right now to anybody that's a person of color, because I've had to do those same things. I was blessed enough to be able to go to school, and I went to school on athletic prowess, but I was smart enough to have also gotten academic scholarships. There's ways, there's options, there's things that you can do that will help you out of the ruts and help you out of the places that you are, but there's always someone to talk to. But suicide is not the answer, because everybody deserves to be filled with love. Everybody deserves to feel valued and feel like they matter. Like I said, I don't want to gear this towards anybody else specifically, because I touched on a gamut, a range of different people and a range of different places that people could possibly be in. But understanding that suicide is something that is very rapid in this country, that's still a problem. And I've had people close to me experience and go through these same things. I've gone through these same things where I didn't want to be here. So understanding what this means, and understanding what it is to see when you see somebody emotionally withdrawn, when you see somebody distraught, when you see someone that's just angry, when you see someone that just has no connections or ties or is all alone, you have to understand that these are things that people are struggling with every single day. And like I said, guys, it'd be much easier if you could understand what people's lives truly look like, as opposed to just judging them from what you see outside. Some people have gotten to the point where they have to love themselves fiercely and ferociously in order to pull themselves out of the places that they've been in. And I can speak for that because I'm one of those people. So guys, like I said, I just want you to understand what it means to take care of your emotional health, your mental health, and then also just be aware of what's happening around you, because people need help. People need help, and we're here to inspire, help, lead, grow, and teach each other. We're not here to put anybody down. So just keep in mind some of the things you might say, especially with your kids. If you have kids and you're raising kids, or you have significant others and you're in those hot or heated arguments, and say, oh, I wish you were dead, or I wish you weren't here, or I wish you would just go away, or kill yourself. All of those things. You got to be aware of what it is that you're saying, what it is that you're bringing to other people, because their energy is real. The energy is real, and you don't understand what people may be dealing with, and that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. But like I said, guys, I just wanted to keep it quick and light, and just to raise the vibration and understand what it is that I've been feeling and sensing, and to make sure that you guys take awareness of what it is I see, and I know people feel it. So I'm going to leave you with these few things like I always do. I want you to love passionately, move with purpose, speak with conviction, and to be authentically the best version of yourselves. Thank you.